The thing in life I love the most are my family and friends. After that, these Canon FD lenses rehoused by True Lens Services. Canon launched the FD mount in 1971 and carried on making them till the mid-80s, 86 maybe, 87. And before then, there was the R mount, then the FL mount, and now we have the EF mount. But the FD mount was so successful, Canon ended up making 135 different lenses. And I think that these are the cream of the crop. Some of these lenses have thorium oxide, so they are radioactive, but don't worry, it won't do you any harm. The thorium oxide is mixed with the glass up to 30%, and it has certain qualities that allow the lenses to be faster and smaller. You can't use thorium oxide in the manufacture of lenses today, they just won't let you do it. So if you want the look that it does give you, which is very, very special, you have to use vintage lenses. 9 lenses in the set, starting with the 40mm T2.9, 20mm T2.9, 24mm T1.5, 28mm T2.1, 35mm concave T2.1, 45mm Yashica T1.5. On the camera there, Mark?
55.
T1.3, fabulous. 85mm T1.3 and a 135 T2.1, fabulous range. We're talking about T-stops, not F-stops. On cinema lenses, on film lenses, you talk about T-stops. That's a tested speed. F-stops are theoretical. So a lens that's T2.9 probably would have been F2.8, but when you test it, they're always a little bit slower. So a T1.3 would have been an F1.2. So it's important with film lenses to have them exactly right. So they are tested, and these are the speed of these lenses. I did notice that Mark was struggling this morning setting up this lens on this camera. Why was that, Mark?
Well, I think because it's T1.3, the lighting didn't dim down low enough, so I could run it fast for you all.
So what's the iris set at the moment?
It is T2.8.
That's a big difference from 1.3. Mark, just flick it to 1.3. Burn it out slightly. Look at the bokeh. How's that looking? I can't see it.
It looks a lot better, obviously, fully open.
Am I still sharp?
You are still sharp. Not as sharp though. Let's rock through.
Yeah?
There we go.
Okay, okay. And the bokeh looks lovely?
The bokeh looks good. Let's go back.
Okay, so very worthwhile lens. Very usable at T1.3, but not very, very sharp. It becomes nicely sharp at about T1.6, Mark, do you think? T1.7?
That's around there.
Yeah? Looks sharp?
Yeah, you are right. Yeah, it does. Definitely.
Okay. The 85mm gets sharp at 1.6, T1.6, we've tested that already. But they are all usable wide open. You can do it, and if that's the look you want, it just gives it a slightly softer, slightly lower contrast, slightly less sharp look. And that's what you want, that's great. If you don't, just stop them down a little bit. Mark, do you like them?
I absolutely adore them.
If you are looking to put your own set together, it's a minefield. What's an SC? What's an SSC? What's an aspherical? Well, the non-aspherical ones, if there is an aspherical in that range, are of a lower quality. The asphericals are always the best. The SSCs are better than the SCs because they have a spectra coating, not a super spectra coating. It is complicated, but bear with me. This is the best one. If you're putting a set together, just copy what we've done and other companies have done. TLS website will tell you which ones to get, and they will always offer advice. This beauty originally was attached to the front end of a Yashica 45mm rangefinder, and Mr. Yashica made some of the best lenses in the world, and this is T1.5 and an absolute beauty. Colour matched to K35 and this FD set, so there's no problem, but it gives you a lens in the middle of the 35 to 55, which is a big jump. This gives you something absolutely special and gorgeous sitting in between. Time to see what these lenses look like on the camera, accompanied by some cheesy jump cuts. Canon 40mm T2.9 L, not an SSC because they didn't make one. This is the first 40mm lens that they made. Very worthwhile having it in the set because
it's very, very wide. I can see your notes wrong.
Oh dear, my memory's not very good. I have to have notes. Canon FD 20mm SSC, a lovely vintage look, lovely little lens. A great field of view, wide, not too wide, and with almost no distortion. Very handy lens. How's it looking, Mark?
I think it still looks quite wide.
But with little distortion. Very handy lens to have in the set. Next one. Canon FD 24mm T1.5. Very fast lens. And is it flaring there, Mark? Have a go?
Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've got quite a flare there going on.
Gorgeous looking colours I can see in the lens from here. Can't see the monitor, but the lens looks amazing. Always handy to have a 24mm, a fast 24mm, even better. Very vintage look, very, very nice lens indeed. Staying in order, Canon FD 28mm SSC T2.1. How's the flare, Mark?
Let's have a look. Oh, looking good with the flare.
Is it nice? Looks good from here.
Look at that.
Very pretty. I like a 28mm because it gives the viewer a slightly different view on the world than they're used to with their eyes. Next lens. Canon FD 35mm SSC concave. Gorgeous lens. Only the early models had the concave front element and they were sharper, and that is the lens to have. How's it flare, Mark?
Let's have a look. Oh, I don't think it flares quite as well as the 28mm there.
No, maybe it's a small front element, the concave shape stopping it. Next lens, please. Canon FDX, part of the extended range, the Yoshika 45mm T1.5. Oh, he's straight in with the flare, and quite rightly so, because it is gorgeous. How's that looking, Mark?
Lovely.
Right, next lens. Canon FT 55mm SSC aspherical with a healthy chunk of thorium oxide radioactive material, particularly the front element. Mark, how's it flare?
So look, you're getting tighter, so it's harder to get flare. Really?
Yeah, it still looks nice. Perfectly matching the K35, a great lens. Next one, please. Canon FT 85mm SSC aspherical T1.3. Gorgeous lens, healthy dose of radioactive thorium, and does it flare?
Oh, lovely.
It does flare, very nice. Almost no distortion on this lens, it's incredible. Next lens, please. Canon NFT 135T 2.1. Might not sound as fast as the 55mm T1.3, but look at that, look at that. I bet I'm rocking in, Mark, am I rocking in and out of focus? Tiny depth of field, even though it's not super speed T1.3. Does it flare at all, Mark?
So look, harder to get flare on this stuff. It's not pretty flare, is it? It's not pretty flare.
No, but very handy to have an extended set with a telephoto lens in it. So that's the set. There are so many lens choices, and this is just another lens choice. These might be perfect for you. I think they're worth considering because they're so beautiful. Every time I look through one of these, the world looks like a better place. So if you're doing a drama, a commercial, a film, or whatever your project is, these are worth considering. But if they're not right for you, give us a call or come and see us and we'll see what is.